So today I'm going to talk a little bit about Deutsche Telekom and what we have been doing in the whole Web3 space the past year, trying to figure out what the telecommunications role in Web3 might be and can be. So a little bit of a history session first. Deutsche Telekom in itself, so T-Systems, a subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom, has been around since over 20 years, and we started back in the day with infrastructure for the mobile. So we have been building up all these huge telecom lines and telco towers to make it possible to call your colleagues, your friends, basically to connect with them via voice. And then afterwards, we have been, and we are still currently doing this, further building out our infrastructure for the internet. So what we have been doing in Germany, we have been digging up all the holes, putting our internet lines in there, setting up the servers, basically a huge infrastructure that enables our customers to communicate over the web. The Web 1, the Web 2 as we know it right now, but then there's this new big thing, Web 3, which we are also looking into right now. Web 3 meaning giving ownership back to the users, and Web 3 utilizes blockchain. So what we are currently trying to figure out is how we can basically provide infrastructure for Web 3. And what we have been doing the past year, or how we have been starting, was actually with Chainlink. But we also have come a little bit of a road since then. So mainly what we are doing right now is running and maintaining nodes, validators, block producers, whatnot. So 2 years ago, we were actually here as well. Back then, we were just starting out with the whole Web3 space and crypto space. Back then, we were just live on Chainlink, basically serving 5 price feeds, giving data from the real world to the blockchain and serving various decentralized applications. And we had the assumption that a telco company's role in the whole space is not building out all these crazy applications, but rather being part of the decentralized infrastructure layer lying beyond this. And back then, our goal was also to be the first corporate to support public blockchain networks, but also to monetize its underlying digital assets, so the native token, the cryptocurrency, basically. So, so going on from Chainlink, we basically continued this infrastructure hypothesis and started building out infrastructure for basically blockchain networks on consensus level. Our first project was partnering with Flow. To kind of give you a perspective who our customer is there, it's basically the foundations behind blockchain networks, and how we try to provide value towards those foundations is by being this this entity that provides, for one, a secure service, basically 100% uptime with the nodes, but also to further foster decentralization, because a huge problem in the space right now is that many node operators are utilizing so-called hyperscalers. What we do at Telecom is we use our own telecom infrastructure. So we run the nodes on the open telecom cloud, but also on minority partner clouds. So what we have found out is that foundations have a huge interest in partnering with us, and this might also be something that other companies should look into, trying to dip into the whole Web3 space. Then another huge customer base that we have been finding is actually something not so telco specific. It's venture capital funds. Our next staking project we built on Silo, where we are running currently, I think, 5 validator nodes. And we have been partnering up with Andreessen Horowitz. But the value proposition that we are providing them is a little bit different, whereas like with the foundations is more decentralization value aspect. With venture capital funds, it's more the ROI side of things. So basically enabling them to earn an interest with their crypto investments. Then afterwards, we have also, like, that's another foundation with Polkadot. We are partnering with the Web3 Foundation. And then, yeah, we have been building out our Solana setup and, yeah, trying to see what else we can do to further support decentralized networks. But what has been happening with Chainlink in the meantime? So since we started 2 to 3 years ago, we have been now, I think in total, we have served around 200 price feeds and are currently on Ethereum actively serving 92 price feeds. At times, I think it was also mentioned during earlier panels, like there were some huge gas fees involved in keeping up our services. So we had huge ETH volumes over the time, trying to put the data through transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. And yeah, right now is basically our goal to further increase the retail and institutional adoption, but also trying to figure out how we can further expand our node operations to be like a decentralized player in the whole Web3 space who's trying to pave the way for other institutions to also follow, hopefully. Then, are there any announcements coming? Yes, we have been building over the past months our infrastructure for Ethereum, and we are happy to announce that Deutsche Telekom is now officially supporting liquid staking on the Ethereum blockchain. Like the DAO vote just went through a few hours ago, actually, where the Stakewise DAO, who we are partnering with, has voted in favor of T-Systems, Deutsche Telekom, joining as an infrastructure provider for the liquid staking protocol Stakewise, enabling basically yield-bearing staked ETH tokens on the Ethereum blockchain, which is, it's kind of a novelty in the whole Web3 space that a major super conservative telco company like Deutsche Telekom does something like this. But yeah, it's amazing news. So let's maybe zoom out a little bit and try to understand what exactly that means. If you look at Deutsche Telekom, as mentioned, it's a huge telco company within Germany with around, I don't know, 85 probably, if you count all these other subsidiaries, more than 100,000 employees. The Federal Republic of Germany is a major shareholder within Deutsche Telekom. So if you think one step further, that actually means that Germany has been providing infrastructure for Web3 over the past 2 to 3 years. And I mean, people are very hyped about El Salvador being very supportive of Bitcoin. Actually, Germany is quite supportive of proof-of-stake networks, of providing pristine Oracle services through Chainlink. We have also been, with our own node, been supporting the Ethereum merge, basically moving from proof of work to proof of stake, and are looking forward to further support the space as well. So what we are kind of thinking right now, how like telco companies can position themselves within the whole Web3 space is, for one, of course, the main thing, infrastructure. Further expanding infrastructure on multiple other blockchain networks, having an agnostic approach and trying to provide a reliable service. Also, of course, supporting the decentralization of the networks. It's very easy to spin up nodes on AWS. It's not so easy to use some of the minor cloud providers or Telecom, Open Telecom Cloud, for instance. It's a little bit different, and it's but we are trying to do our best. Then another role that we see that we have to kind of fill the gap is education. I think it's still, even within Deutsche Telekom, this whole Web3 crypto space is still looked upon with a little bit of skepticism. What we have been showing over the past year that it works. We are running like a profitable business, and we are also right now around 30 people that are basically, the salary is being paid through the cryptocurrency that we are selling, through the rewards that we are gaining from the staking rewards, but also from the Oracle service that we are providing through Chainlink. So basically education on the institutional side, but also on the retail side when it comes to our telco customers all over the world. Then what might come into the future also is providing secure access or secure entry to the retail customers into the whole Web3 space, whatever that might mean. But we are looking into this direction as well. And then lastly, of course, expanding blockchain use cases with other existing telco use cases. A good example is, for instance, what T-Mobile US is doing. Also, Deutsche Telekom is majority shareholder in T-Mobile US, so there is a link utilizing the blockchain infrastructure or the 5G network of Helium and combining the T-Mobile US access with the Helium network to fill the gaps in the American jurisdiction. This is basically what we have been doing the last 2 years, and we're still trying to further expand and see where the road goes. Thank you very much for having me. And also, before I forget, shout out to all the Link Marines. 1 second. Oh no, now it's gone. I had a nice picture in the end, but whatever. All right. Any questions? Yes? Yeah, like with Helium, I'm not that deeply involved. It's what our partners at T-Mobile US are doing. But the idea is basically that the network of T-Mobile US becomes part of the whole Helium network. So it's kind of like we are doing with the staking business on infrastructure side, using the telco infrastructure also and putting it into the Helium network. Yeah.
Isn't that savaging your current business?
I think it's for the customer, like we want to provide a good service, right? We want to be available as much as possible. So if we are also utilizing or being part of other decentralized networks, I mean, we are still earning a profit of this. I mean, it's not for free. So it's not sabotaging. I think it's more building upon our current business and trying to support new innovative ways to monetize it.
So in terms of data infrastructure, how are you keeping it decentralized from that? Like a lot of companies face
Yeah, so what we mean with decentralization, So blockchain networks, they are decentralized because there's not only one party that basically, let's say, validates the transactions, but multiple parties. There are multiple node operators, even private node operators, and it's not like the goal that we become the one and only node operator there is, but we are like part of a very huge ecosystem, a tiny part where we do our, our part in providing like secure and reliable infrastructure for the blockchain network. But of course, there are also multiple others. That's what I mean. It's a system that builds upon decentralization, and we are just a tiny part within. All right.
Thanks, Toby.